I think I'm live. Let's see what's happening here. Again, I'm using a new tool. I'm not going to say the names of the tools that I use until I find the one that I like. Let's just say that. Okay. I'm going to give everybody a second here while I look at what I'm working with. This is fun. This is much more elegant than what I was working with before. All right, I see 2 people on. I'm checking my comment section. I know that with my previous tool, I could only see YouTube comments, not Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, I have my phone. Comments. Let's test this. We've got a few minutes before people come in. I had a lot of people RSVP for this, so let's see what happens. Let's see here. Oh, Nietzsche! Hey! I am live. There is here as well. So I'm not seeing your comments in my tool here, so I will keep you active here on silent. You all saw how that went before. Not good. Not good. All right. Okay. So we've got people on both platforms. All right. So far, so good. One of my lights blew, so we're doing the whole cozy look today. Little shadow, I guess. Shadow work. Yeah. So I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody has great intentions for the week coming up. So my intention, and I usually stick to them, I'm pretty good about it, is with this new platform, my intention is to do a live every Sunday. And then I'm going to put out a few pre-recorded videos during the week on YouTube. And then I'm thinking about Friday afternoons, Eastern time, to just have an open forum, a Q&A session, live coaching, come with me, and we'll do the journey together for a little bit and see what's going on. Hi, it's Complicated. How are you? Oh, it's good to see you. Oh, she, I think, was the first person to actually comment on anything. It was, oh, it's Complicated. Thank you so much. Or he, I'm sorry, he. And we do need to reschedule our chat as well. Thank you. But yeah, so what was I saying? I got distracted by that. I need to reschedule with him. So what I wanted to do was give you enough so that you don't feel like you're flailing in the wind, but not so much that, number one, you're overstimulated, and also that I'm not overextending myself. I don't need to be burning out. Been there, done that. Heather, you know. So what I want to do here is have flow. I want you to have flow, but I want you to be organized, and I want you to be fulfilled. I want your cup to be full, and not from me. I'm not here to fill your cup. I'm here to teach you how filling your cup feels and bring you the resources, ideas, and people, especially the people who are going to help you to fill your own cup. Kendrick is here. Yay. Oh, so good to hear your voice today, Kendrick. Everybody, yeah, look for Kendrick. He is amazing. His mind, his heart, his soul, everything. He's brilliant. One of the most brilliant thinkers, feelers, and doers that I've met in a while. Stop distracting me, guys. Anyways, why I'm here today. I'm really excited about this one because when I started out about, what is it, Nietzsche, 2 years ago, maybe a year and almost 2 years, I had the privilege of working with companies who already had this piece decades ago, generations ago even. The companies that I was working with, they were companies that were handed down generation by generation. They kind of had this piece and they never questioned it. And now, in the recent years, I have the honor and privilege of being in a certain space with people who are innovators, not just people who got the business and, okay, yeah, mom or dad taught me how to run this, and here I go doing my thing. I was groomed for this. The innovators, those of you who are doing things that you've never done before, those of you who are going way outside of your own box, way outside of the paradigm that you were raised in, way outside of what's expected of you based on your circumstances, your perceived limitations, your what's expected of you as, you know, oh, I want to be a fireman when I grow up. No, I'm going to change the world, mom. Those are the people that this particular message is for, because it's a journey. And I want to honor that with you. I will say 2 years ago, I would be like, oh no, there's a wrong way to do this. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't say that. And now I'm grown and it's become more of a, wow, let's look at this. Let's really look at this and heal forward instead of pull forward what it is that we're working with. Okay, I'll get right to it. It is your why. It is your big why. And you, if you've been following me for any amount of time, a lot of you here, oh my gosh, so many comments. I know that you have heard me talk about your why before, and you have never heard it the way that you're about to hear it. Oh my gosh, I spent 2 days just sitting in complete download space, like this divine download, sitting with a lot of things, inspiration from other people that I'm going to share with you, and my own journey and to where I'm at, and still sitting with it. But there is, I have a feeling, guys, keep me in my flow here in the comments. I am going to share something with you very vulnerable that happened to me very recently. And not because, oh, look at me and look what happened, but as a learning and authentic experience, I think it's important for you to understand that I get it. I get it. I'm a little nervous about sharing it, just because, well, I'll explain later when I get to that point. When I get to that point. So what I want to explain is when I first started in this, I started to realize I can't just plunk somebody into a marketing plan or a business plan or anything like that, a psychological plan even, without, sorry guys, I want to flash you. People were coming to me saying, that's great. This all sounds really good, but what am I, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? I don't even know. I mean, I have this idea, but what am I doing? What am I making a website about? What am I sharing? What exactly is it that I'm doing? And the fact that somebody is coming to me with this question, like, I really want to be an entrepreneur. I'm really good at this. I have this experience. I want to switch it to that or whatever. When they come to me like, okay, so what is it that you're going to help me build? I'm like, wait, I can't come to you. I can't give that to you. So I come to them with the more important question, which is why? Why? Why are you doing this? I can't tell you what. I can't. Why are you doing it? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you're looking to fulfill in your own cup? Why are you doing this? And that's got some people like, okay, now I have some questions that I can ask myself. Now I can find my place. And so my biggest thing is, if you have a strong enough why, a strong enough why. And some of you here, I know, Miche, Kendrick, you've got strong whys. You've very, very strong, powerful whys. But if those of you who are kind of flailing or just starting out in your journey as an entrepreneur, if your why is strong enough, oh my gosh, the how will come to you just naturally. I'll just sit back and be like, yeah, try that and here's some tools. If it's strong enough, you will just instinctually know intuitively what to do, who to call in, what resources you need to get rid of, where to put boundaries. You'll really know exactly what you need when you need it, and that is going to come into you naturally. Naturally, you will just have those people and those resources and those opportunities that are really going to come straight into you. Now, that's on the business side. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes so that I don't ramble for you guys. I want to talk to you about, before we talk about the business side of it, because like I said before, in all of the posts and everything, I want you to have a strong enough why for your business. But this is also a very deeply personal process for myself personally, and I will be sharing that personal experience coming up here. But I want you to sit with what having a very, very strong why for yourself is going to do for you, no matter where you are in your life. You could be rock bottom and just now starting to bounce back up. You could be way up there, lofting off, sailing through the clouds. But if your why isn't strong enough, it's going to sink you back down. So what a strong why is going to do for you is it's going to give you that bravery, that resiliency, that ability to be like, I'm still going because I believe in me. You can believe in anything else in the world. You can believe in any, whatever you want to, Allah, God, source, divinity, whatever it might be. But if you don't believe in you, you're just going to hope that that thing is a parachute for you. And you still won't take the leap. You still won't take that leap because you're not your own parachute. Your why is your parachute. You're going to suffer through things like imposter syndrome, lack of clarity. You're going to change your ideas or your message or who you are or who you want to hang out with or who you want to identify as over and over and over. Every time you wake up, you're just going to be like, who do I need to be today in order to just get through this day, rather than this is who I am. This is where I'm going. If you're coming, come along. If you're not, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And you're also going to stop listening to anyone who questions your ability to do what it is you want to do. So many of my clients come to me and they're like, I have all these voices, these people, my aunt, my sister, neighbor, whoever it might be, saying, oh, you can't do that. That's silly. And don't know. Did you read about this? And everybody's just trying to say, don't do this. Don't do it. Just be comfortable and do your thing. And it's not so bad without being this and that. You're going to stop listening to that. You're going to stop hearing it. People will actually stop coming to you with this kind of vibe once you have a strong enough why. Because when they know your why, they're going to be like, I can't touch that. I'm not, nope. Nope. They're just going to be uninterested in trying to influence you out of your success, because they just can't. And there are so many times where, even with myself, people have been trying to squash my success simply because they're not brave enough to actually go and be successful themselves. So it makes them feel better. It makes them feel like, oh, I'm really wise, but I'm not going to go for it. So they're just like, no, I'm going to squash you. I'm going to make you feel bad, or I'm going to try to divert your attention or make you undo everything. And it has happened. It has happened. Whew. Those of you who know, Michelle, I'm sure you're here. Tiana, if you're here, you all witnessed this. Somebody trying to do this to me, and it didn't work because my why is strong enough. It's strong enough. And my why has grown. It hasn't changed. It's grown and expanded to it. So allow yourself to not have a weak why. And that's a different thing from a bad why. A weak why and a bad why are different things. A bad why is money, I guess. A weak why is something that's not bigger than you. And I'll get to that as well. Martine is here. Good morning to you, Martine. She's in the Philippines right now. It's nighttime here. So the biggest thing that I want you to know is, by having a personal why that is really, really good for you, will stop people from asking you questions or telling that you can't do it or giving you imposter syndrome, or people asking or doubting your ability or even your sanity. They're just going to doubt your sanity. And if you don't have a big enough why, they're just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and pushing you down. And if you have a good enough why, you're going to be closer and into and more stable in your flow. And if you've watched this channel at all, we've only been a week old today. Yay, we got over 100 subscribers in a week. That's pretty good in my book. But flow is definitely my topic. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that. And I have something really exciting to share with you as well when it comes to flow. But that is something that you want to have. You want to have consistency. You want to have stability. You want to have sovereignty. You want to have movement. You want to know that 9 months out, you're still good to go. You got this. You want to know all of that. And so having your why is going to do all these things. So what I want to do here is a couple of things. I want to go into some technical things as well as some more of the esoteric and consciousness levels of different things. But I want you to know, going into this, again, I'm going to reiterate, your why has to be bigger than you. It has to be. But most importantly, it has to be bigger than who you are right now. It doesn't have to be bigger than who you plan to be. I know that Pete Sapper from Empath Uprising, he is taking everybody currently through bringing your future self forward. And that is awesome. That is awesome. And I'm here to start you from where you are, your jump off point. So your why, I don't want you to judge yourself based on your why. And I'm going to walk you through some ways in which you can identify where you are and what your why can be. Because if you're just starting out and you're really stressed out and you've got these external circumstances that are affecting why you're doing this, that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to have a why that is going to be you 2 years from now, which is, I want to change the world, I want to save the world. Maybe you just need to save yourself, and that's okay. So I'm going to walk you through these things on a couple of different levels. But just know that it still needs to scare you. Your why still needs to scare you. If your why is to get out of a really negative situation and having your own business and your own money and your sovereignty is going to get you there, that's a good why. And I have been there. That why scared me, and I still went there. I still went there. And now I have a whole different why because I met that why. And that journey is what got me to a place where I could trust myself to have bigger, stronger, scarier whys. So it needs to make the people, again, the people watching you, supporting you, even making you think like, is this crazy? Is she okay? Is he okay? Is this gonna, should we talk to this person? It needs to scare people. And that that reminds me of Michelle, who I think is here somewhere. She was planning to come. Michelle, I did an interview with her, was it 2 days ago? Here on YouTube as well. And we got into a very funny conversation in that live where she was like, yeah, when I first was introduced to you online, I thought you were a little crazy. I didn't think that was gonna work because my why was just, I was off the charts, off the charts. And my why now is even further off the charts. She's like, that's never gonna work. It sounds like a really sweet idea, but never gonna work. And now she's been my client for 2 years. And we have changed both of each other's paradigms so much. So just know that it can be bigger than you. It can work. There are things that you can do and people that you can work with, or even just watch on YouTube. And I'll give you some resources that are going to help you to stay in that stasis, that of your why. Like, is it strong enough? And I really want you to understand that there's no wrong way to do it unless it's greed or, anything negative like getting back at somebody or anything like that. Okay, now I'm rambling. I'm going to go back to my notes. Where was I? Okay, did that. Okay, so yes, let's get straight into, okay, so I made some slides. I have never done screen sharing here in this, I've never used this program before. So bear with me. I usually have some really good, tech angels trying to help me out here. So what I want to do is explain to you where my approach to the why comes from and where you are right now, how these two things kind of fit together. So what happened was, I think 2 weeks ago, I don't know, Pete, are you here? Pete Sapper from Empath Uprising did a live where he just very briefly outlined the different levels of the empath growth, the actual like ascension of from codependent to super empath, or he uses the word heyoka sometimes too. Go to him for the discernment between these two things. He has more information on that than I do. That is not what I'm here. He's here to help you actually go through the journey. I'm here to help you when you hit those points, I guess. So he explained these 3 different levels. And I was like, it was like less than 3 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't write that down fast enough. I had to message him and be like, where was that again? Because it really hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, that is my system. He just assimilated my system into 3 simple points. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. Absolutely genius. And it's just, I was so grateful to hear that. So what I have done here is, uh-oh, the boys are here. I knew this was going to happen. Ellie, I'm in a meeting.
Well, could I have some water?
Go have some water. I knew that was going to happen. Yes. Yes, and he tooted. Anyways, let me pull these up. Oh my gosh. Where am I here? Share screen. 2 monitors? What? Share screen. Okay. Where am I? Okay, I think it's this one. I hope. Oh, okay. And now I can't see you guys, so let me go back here. If anybody can see my screen. Hi, Michelle. All right, Martine, Michelle, Miche, anybody, can you see my screen? Anybody? Okay, let me see here. Just gonna see what's going on. Heather, can you see my screen? Anybody? Okay, I can see my screen now. Okay, good. So what I want to do is first walk you through some of the tools that I use in my own coaching. So there are different levels of things. Just like Pete outlined in his, there are different levels of growth or ascension when it comes to healing as an empath through some of the traumas we've been through. So this is one that I'm sure that we've all seen, the different levels of emotion, which is amazing. I've used this a lot for myself, even personally. These are the different levels of the human brain waves. And this is something very similar as well, but these are the simplest levels of energy, also matching energy of light. So if you'll see, the gradients and the levels and frequencies match up. Now, what I see when I look at all of these things, because my brain works the way it does, is something like this. And I'm not going to try to explain it to you. If you want any of these slides, if you want a walkthrough of any of these, if you haven't seen this before, these are hertz. So I recommend that you take a screenshot right now, even if you can. I'll wait a second and know that you can go into YouTube and look into the hertz levels. Okay, not right now, sweetheart. Okay.
You said I could drink.
You need to put water in it first. Now I've got green all over me.
Well, there's too much.
I'll help you in a minute. Okay. Thank you. Yes, that happened. Okay, so these here are hertz, so HZ. So if you go into YouTube, there are different hundreds, thousands of different audios that will be at these different specific frequencies, HZ, right? So my suggestion though isn't, oh, I really want to just be at enlightenment and I'm just going to find something and play 700 hertz 24 hours a day. That's not going to work for you. You need to check yourself. Honestly, see where you are. Are you in anger or pride? Oh, I just did a really good live. I'm really proud of myself. I'm not going to go straight up to enlightenment. I'm going to start at courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love. And those of you who are working with me now, you know that love and joy right here, this like between blue and purple here, that is where flow starts. This is where flow starts right here. I should have probably noted that for you all. Next time I will. But this is where we want to be when we're in flow. So I want to go back. Okay. So the colors, the brain waves, and the light, right? And now I want to simplify this all into the way that Pete put it, where I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. No colors, no lines, nothing. This is what he gave to everybody in his live that I was just like, okay, rewind, wait, write that down. No, I lost the link. So what I want you all to see here is that these are the 3 levels of the empowered empath, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. And as an empath, we all understand that we have been in situations where we have suffered, and that has created codependency, especially at childhood. We have been in this codependent place, and I identify with it. And I'll be honest with you, every time I've had to go through the same cycle with abuse or narcissist or anything like that, I go right back here. I start there, and then as soon as I'm there, they've got me, got you. And then we move up into the helper phase. And these are the people who are, okay, I'm healing a little bit. I've got some boundaries behind me, around me. I have some people maybe back in my life, because as a codependent, we don't have a lot of people other than that one person. Then we are dependent upon, like, oh, I'll do whatever you need, just love me. Then we're in that helper phase, which is more of that that honorable helping. I'm here to be with you, help you, serve however I can. And then we have the top, which I really love, what Pete calls the altruist. And that resonated with me in a huge way because I only recently hit that. And that is where I'm just doing what I need to do. This is my dharma. This is my purpose. This is going to work out. This isn't I'm going to do what I need to do if I can. So this is also something you can do on a business level. Where is your business? Is your business codependent? And it's not bad if it is. Note that there is no judgment here. Just honor where you are so you can get where you need to go. If your business is codependent, that means I need to do something to make money to get out of the situation I'm in. And that's okay. That's okay, because you can move to the next one. And if your business is a helper, that means I really want to do what I'm good at and helping people. I want to help people and I want to get paid for it. And that's where most of my clients start. The codependent and helper stages are where I innovated the academy, the Abundance Academy that's opening up. Again, once we reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm opening it up again, completely pro bono for everybody, so you can get the help that you need to get to that next level. So if you're a helper business, that is great. I'm really good at this. I'm a healer, I'm a guide, I'm a mentor, I'm a psychologist, I'm a teacher, whatever it might be. I'm good at what I do and I want to get paid for it. And then there's the altruist. That altruist business is where people like Tiana Conti, Dr. Tiana, mentor and practically godmother to my children, Michelle, Martine, myself, Pete. These are the altruist businesses who are just like, this is what I'm doing. And there's no way that it's not going to work. It's just what I'm doing. I'm here for it. And I'm just doing it. And then you are magnetic to the point where your business does its job for you. And that's really powerful. That is where a lot of people aim to be. But I want you all to understand that you can waver between all of these as a person and as an entrepreneur. You can be a helper and then go back to codependent. You can be an altruist and go back to helper. And you want to understand that these are all frequencies as well. So take a look back at my crazy graph here. So let's say altruist, I would say it's beta here. Being up here, you're the Dalai Lama. And yeah, he doesn't even need a business. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're probably here beta as an altruist business. If you are alpha, you are probably here as the helper. And if you are theta, you are here as the codependent. If you're delta, you're probably just trying to figure out what to do about your issues. And there are lots of resources for that. If you are looking to be an entrepreneur, if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur, if you have an idea, but there's just no support around you, nobody's saying, yeah, go do that. There are lots of resources for you. I have so many coaches that are totally open to pro bono coaching, free chats, open dialogue, just chat with them. Please let me know. I have a huge, huge catalog of people that I love dearly that will be able to help you with that. So what we're looking at here today is in between these three things. So I want you to be honest with yourself. And how do I stop sharing? Okay. Take one more look. Do you need a screenshot? If you need a screenshot, let me know. I'll take a second here and I'll look at my messages and see what's happening. Good. Okay. So take a look at these and see where you are and be honest with them. Be honest with them. Okay. I had my screen again. Oh my goodness. Okay. I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself where you are. What category, I guess, would you put yourself in? Oh, I see more people here. Hi, Louise. Michelle, good. Yes, okay, good. I want you to look at where you are, and I want you to see that ladder, that diagram, any of those that you want, let me know. And I want you to be honest with yourself, but I want your why to match those things, right? I want you to be honest with yourself. If you're at the codependent level, it's okay. It's really, really okay if your why is to just get out of it, whatever it is you're in. I just want to do this. And if your why is, I'm really good at this and I want to get paid for it, that's great. That's great. That is a really fast-paced why. It really will move you forward very, very quickly. And when you're at that altruist state, you don't need my help. Let's collaborate. We can definitely make that happen in any way, shape, or form. The people in the altruist state, they have a sense of self and self-respect and self-love for how the world affects them and how they affect the world. This person understands that everything is like written by a script that you wrote. You wrote the script for everything that's happening for you. That is something that I just spoke with Dr. Tiana just maybe an hour ago. She's been telling me this for a while about some of the difficulties that I'm going through. She's like, you wrote the script for that. You have to take ownership and responsibility. You wrote that script. And then I was like, yeah, I did. So now I'm rewriting some scripts. And yeah, it's been very powerful for me to be like, yeah, I take full responsibility for everything. And once you take full responsibility for it, that's when you move into that altruism and start seeing things from a completely different paradigm. Like, I can do whatever I want as long as it fits my why. I'm not going to change my why. I'm not going to change my message. I'm not going to change my everything over and over and over again. I'm just going to let it grow and expand. So if you start out with, I just need to survive right now, and this is the one thing that I have about myself that I can make money from, that's good. But let's make sure that we have that next why in mind. You don't have to know what the why is going to be, but that next why of I'm good at this and I want to continue to get paid for it. Let's just move forward from there and just know that that next why is going to pull us forward, is because that's where our authenticity lies. Our authenticity doesn't lie in yesterday. It doesn't even lie in today. It lies in tomorrow. Your authenticity is who you're choosing to continue to be. And that is going to get you so much further than some fancy branding or some sort of, my competitor did this, so I'm going to copy them. No, you're not going to do that. That's not authentic. Who you are today and who you are choosing to be tomorrow, these have to match your why. And if you have a strong enough why, and if you're honest with your why and you're willing to let it grow, that is how you are going to know that you are going in the right direction for yourself and fulfilling yourself. So ask yourself, where are you and what category do you fit into right now? No judgment, nothing. Just, this is where I'm at. Because you're not going to get to any specific place unless you know where you're coming from. That's the GPS code with Tiana. Yes, your why for right now is going to grow, and let it grow. My why from 2 years ago, completely different from where it was now, but it's the same theme. It's just getting more mature and stronger and bolder and wiser and fun, more fun. I'm much more playful with my why because I fulfilled that first why. I need to make some money. I was living internationally and I was like, oh, I need to make some money right now. And that was my why. But now it's so much more fun because it's easier now because I fulfilled that why. And then that second why of, all right, I'm good at this. I would like to continue to get paid for it. Yes, please. So I fulfilled that why. And now I'm just like, what else can we do, guys? Send me some ideas. Send me some ideas here. So your why for your level 2 will match your level 3, and you'll be able to follow suit. That's what it is, report for duty and follow suit. And you will be able to understand that. And I also want to talk about us as empaths. I know that most of you here are empaths because you've been following me for a little while. But I want you to understand that empaths, our dharma is our why. And I know that I've heard Pete say this a couple times. Our dharma is our why. And not everyone, at least as far as I have experienced with people who are not empaths, their why is different. It's something that they can just kind of make up and play with. But I know that myself and the other empaths that I work with very closely with, our dharma is our why, and we can't get away from it. We can't just be like, I want to be a mechanic, and then the next thing you know, there's a zookeeper. We can't be that way. We can't do it like that. And if we do, we struggle a lot more than if we don't. So not everyone has that. And like I always say, we have that superpower. We just need to ignite that superpower. Like I said in my last live, we need to excite it and ignite it. We need to ignite the empathy, that dharma, with our empathy. Ignite the empathy, not hide from it, not use it as a weakness or an excuse, but ignite it with our ingenuity. And that is something that once you come to terms with where you are and decide to heal forward from where you are, you can be more creative. You can be that intuitive genius that's already inside of you. You can do that. And how to discover your dharma is very, it's interesting. It's different for everyone, of course. But what we want to understand here is that the journey is necessary and it's not always fun. Discovering your dharma means going and looking at everything that has happened in your life up until now and understanding that it has given you all of the hints, all of the signals that you need to discover your dharma. And it's not exactly the events themselves I'm going to pause there for a second. It's not the events themselves that give you the hints, tips, and tricks as to what your Dharma might be. It is the way that you react to them, the meaning you give to them, the triggers that come from them. That is where you want to go and look for your Dharma, because most of us, our Dharma is our why. What is it that happened in my life that makes me feel like I have some purpose? What is that? And most of you here, well, some of you are new, thank you, but Kendrick, I know the answer to that question without a doubt. Michelle, yeah, I know what your Dharma is. Martine, wow. Tiana, oh my God, her Dharma started when she was 9 years old. It was obvious. And finding these things is just such a fun, amazing part of my job. So again, it's not the events though. No, it's the actual things that this triggers. So we want to make sure that we are going forward out of the events. I have had clients who come to me and they start with this process and like, oh, I got it. And they don't go any further. Like, I was abused as a child, so I want to help children who've been abused. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a lovely sentiment. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Are you sure you're not just going to get triggered every single day that you're working doing this? Is this going to heal you? Because if it's not healing you, you can't heal anybody else. And they're like, no, I got this. I'm healed. I'm good. I got it. 3-4 weeks later, they're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Please help me. I'm like, so what did this trigger? Where did this bring you? What was it in your current state, in your current truth? Bring it forward, right? We're bringing things forward and we're pulling things from the future so that our current situation is serving us and our Dharma, right? So I would sit with them and they'd be like, well, I couldn't focus and I was having panic attacks and really bad dreams and I went off my diet and I just couldn't. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Which of these things are you more mastered in? Well, I'm a dietitian. Okay, so let's go there. Maybe that's where your Dharma is. You have a 3D mastery in diet, and your emotional triggers have taken you off of that. Let's put these two things together and build something from that, right? There is where you can be healing yourself and others, not triggering yourself and not serving others. And everybody wants a refund. We don't want that. So think about this sort of thing. Think about how you can take the past and the future and bring them together. And that's knowing what your next why is going to maybe look like. You don't have to know exactly. You can have a glimmer of it even. And it's going to say, hey, I'm here, but you got to do some healing and some assimilating over there just to get to me. And I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting with fresh baked cookies or whatever it is that you like. So yeah, when it comes to trauma, especially, I have seen multiple clients go through this. Your Dharma may not be to help sexually abused women. It might be to help people who have a similar trigger or who are triggered by that, to heal something else so that they can pull themselves out and see what it is. Like for me, my mastery, it's different. If you've heard my story, yeah. For me, I couldn't stand, when I first started in this industry, I couldn't stand seeing other people suffer in a similar way that I had suffered. The manipulation, the abuse, the psychological and emotional abuse and everything that well, it was more than that. But I'm willing to look at this side of my Dharma. There's more to come, I'm sure. But seeing other people suffer the way that I did as a child, and now as an adult, I couldn't stand watching other people in my industry, especially with marketing and coaching and all of that. I couldn't stand to see them being manipulated, triggered, emotionally blackmailed even. Oh, just ew. When I first popped on the scene, I was like, there is no way I am doing any of that. I'm not doing that. It was just the same triggers that I had when I thought about the abuse that I had suffered and thrived from. Yes, I'm not a victim. But I was still the same similar triggers. I'd be like, oh, that makes me feel like that. And oh, okay, so this is where I can go. I pulled that same thing forward and changed a different kind of paradigm. And that's where my Dharma is right now. It's going to grow. I do have some deeper things that I need to fix and move forward. Yes, but I need you to do it upstairs. Not with that pen. No, you're going to poke yourself with that one.
Then I won't draw it.
Okay. Can you go upstairs,
Well,
please?
actually, I won't poke it.
Okay. Give it back to me when you're done.
Okay.
That's Eileen too. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so I personally experienced this on a much darker level as a child, this particular trigger, than I was experiencing in the online world. It wasn't like I was holding my knees and crying myself to sleep or anything, but I was just really triggered by it. Like, oh my God, that's just a thing? No, I'm not doing that. So what I did was, and I just decided this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this for myself. And in so doing, I'm going to help other people change it for themselves because I was seeing the same things. And most of you who follow me, a lot of you new people, thank you so much for joining. A lot of you don't know my story, but you're still like, oh, she's got something that I can relate to. I feel something similar in her. What is that? What is that? And you understand, I understand. And this is how you magnetize yourself, by staying in your authenticity. Ellie, will you take that upstairs? It's quite loud. Danke wel dus. Thank you. Again. So a simpler way to put it is once you've mastered something here on the 3D level, for me, it's marketing, business development, that kind of thing. You want to approach the alchemy of what it is that triggers you and put these two things together. Turn it around and put them together. So we've got that 3D reality. You may be a doctor or a psychologist or really good at organizing things, whatever it might be that is your thing. If you're a healer, that's even, wow, that's beyond 3D. But what you want to do is put it together so that you can create your authentic self. Your authentic self is all dimensions. So yes, I do have this cosmic ability to connect with people, but I also have this 3D skill that is very marketable for me. So I put them together and I created my why from there. So think about it. I know we got interrupted. So if anybody has questions, let me know. So ask yourself again, what triggers me and why? And how do I help others with my often non-related mastery get through this? So if you are, let's see, my analogies are pretty fun. If you are a veterinarian, right? Let's say, okay, going with this one. If you're a veterinarian and you are also very triggered by the smell of chocolate, for whatever reason, whatever happened in your childhood, you're triggered by the smell of chocolate. Put these two things together and create a campaign that says, don't feed your dog chocolates, and put the story behind it even. Like, I can't stand it. Don't give your dog chocolate. You'll create more of an impact than saying, hi, I'm your local veterinarian and I'm here to warn you not to give your dog chocolate. You're going to have two different stories there, and people are going to listen to one and be magnetized to one way more than the other one. That I think was the strange. No, I think the strangest one was the cat with braces analogy. Anybody? If you've seen it, raise your hand. So anyways, back to the ladder. As an empowered empath, I know that I have the power to suffer something twice now because I've done the healing to get to there, and my why stays stronger. Those of us who, and I raise my hand and I say, this has been me up until very recently, and it could be me again very soon. But those of us who have done the healing to get to that altruistic state, we have a superpower that most of the planet does not have. And I have spoken to a few people about this. Tiana, Michelle specifically, James, if you're here. I've spoken to, they're all my mentors, about this superpower that I discovered about myself, is that I only have to suffer something twice. And if you're saying that you've only suffered one thing and had learned the lesson and never suffered it again, I have nothing to say. Nothing nice anyways. So I don't have to go through it over and over and over and over, relationship after relationship after relationship, or client after client after client. I don't have to go through this cycle over and over and over again anymore. I've learned that I learn it twice now. Once to learn the lesson, and that's usually the hardest one. And then the one last time, just to practice the wisdom. That's it. Just to practice it. Be like, yep, got it. It's down. It's now anchored in me. Now anchored in me. James, if you know, this is what I'm doing when I anchor into my wisdom. I no longer have to do it over and over and over again. And once I realized that, I was just, oh my gosh. I was probably 3 months ago, August, I would say, that I learned this. And I've been on the fence about whether or not to share this, and I think I'm going to. Give me a thumbs up if you want to know something personal to me about me. Because I am not perfect, guys. These are all things that I have learned the hard way. Oh my gosh. Let me go back to my notes so that when I do tell this story, I know when to come back, where to come back to. Okay, here I go. Okay. All right. So for example, a good example of a why. Oof, yeah. So my why for doing, I'm going to do this, guys. I'm going to do this. I'm a little nervous. All right. So my why for starting this channel even is not unsimilar to the whys of a lot of other people who've started similar channels about supporting empaths. Some of the other channels are more about letting empaths whine about themselves, not supporting them or helping them to actually climb that ladder that I shared with you from Pete. But my why was triggered from a very, and I'm going to admit right now, kind of embarrassing situation. Most of you who do know about this situation and this person are here. So thank you for your support, everybody. But I allowed for a narcissist, an actual like checks all the boxes narcissist into my life almost immediately after divorcing a narcissist from a 7-year marriage that just kind of like ripped me to my core, just ripped me apart. And okay, we're not gonna talk about that. So I was, it was about, I would say 6 or 7 months after, kicked him out, started doing the single mom thing, and still growing, and actually grew faster and more after kicking that person out. Then this other person starts to like sneak in and do the love bombing, and I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. We're just friends, not, romantic relationship or anything like that. And I was like, okay, cool. Support, another single parent, awesome, great. And this person came in and was just kind of like, oh, supportive, introducing to new people. Oh my gosh. Oh. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm your best friend. Oh, I'm your only friend. Don't talk to that person. Oh, why are you calling Tiana so much? Why do you have to talk to her every single morning? That kind of thing, trying to isolate me and everything like that. But I had empathy for this person. I was just like, we have a lot in common. There's a pandemic going on. So I invited this person into my home. There's a guest bedroom. The kids can all sleep in the same room. It's big enough. And I regret it so much, so much. So after a short amount of time, this person, I'm not going to say he or she, those of you who know who this person is. And I have a feeling that that is the one person who watches every single of my videos and gives me 1 thumbs down. So I see you. I see you. Don't think I don't see you. Oh my gosh. But this person really broke me apart in so many different ways. This person really broke the whole paradigm for me. Like when I was like, oh, no, I know what I'm playing with here. When this person who has no money, no job, can't do anything for her own child, did that right? Was practically single parenting 3 kids while they were locked up in the bedroom. When this person said to me, your life will fall apart without me, I was like, oh, really? Oh, really? The first time I let it slide, I was like, okay, this person's just, no. This person said it a second time, I was like, I think you need to go visit your parents for a little while. Third time, I was like, you can come and pick up your stuff and that'll be that. No, you're not coming back inside my house. Not happening. And there's a lot more that went on. Took advantage of my time, my money, my cooking, my food, everything, all my resources, just nah. It gave nothing back. So there's a lot more there. So, but my point in saying that all is that was a blip on the radar. The first time was 7 years. 7 years. I know that when I'm 60, it'll be like, oh, that feels like a blip on the radar. But this was just like 4, 5 months maybe. Blip on the radar. I was like, nope. I supernovaed this person. Ripped the rug right out of them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I also very quickly after that learned that that's not the first time that person has done that. So yeah, I'm not the victim. I learned it twice. So that's what I want you to learn as you're going up the rungs. Look for the signs that you're learning, because when you're learning, you're growing. And when you're growing, you're moving. And when you're moving, you can be in flow. I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that you cannot be the victim. You cannot say, oh, well, they did that to me. I could be like, yeah, this person did all that to me. Oh my gosh, can you believe what they did? To this day, I'll talk to people who are mutual acquaintances and they'll be like, so whatever happened between you two? I'm like, oh, we're not friends. I have nothing else to say. That's it. That's all there is to say about that. Move forward, move forward. You want to bring forward the lessons and bring back to you from the future the places that you need to be to take that. You want to take that somewhere. You don't want to sit with it. When you sit with it and you're feeling sorry for yourself and your why is why me rather than why not me. I can do this. I can do this. So learn faster, harder, and stronger than you did last time. And sure, maybe if you're not too far up the ladder on this, you might have to learn 6 or 7 times. But then the next time, it'll be 3 or 4 times. And then it's going to be like twice. And you know what? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's another lesson in me that I need to learn just once. I don't know what I don't know, right? But you need to keep it moving. You want to say, why not me? Instead of why me? Don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself, because the longer you do that, the longer you're going to just not be fulfilling your purpose. The longer you're just going to not make it. And this is one of the things that leads to procrastination. A lot of times people are like, okay, so I want to talk about procrastination. I want to talk about imposter syndrome. I want to talk about all these things. This is what leads to it. The why me. The feeling sorry for yourself, the believing in everything that people have told you about yourself that you don't even agree with, but you feel like, if I don't agree with them, we're going to rock the boat. The boat needs to be rocked. It needs to be flipped over. So keep rocking that boat and keep going and keep moving. That is flow. That's going to create success. And that's what's going to help you fulfill your purpose. And if your purpose is like mine, to help other people fulfill their purpose, then you have to keep going. You need to keep moving. Don't ask why me. Don't say poor me. It's not even about you half the time. It's about them. The people who are doing this to you, it's about them. So forgive yourself, forgive them, let it go, whatever, no big deal, and keep going. Say, why not me? Yeah, sure, that happened, but that doesn't mean I can't do this. You can't let that stop you. Okay, I'm on a tangent now. I'm on a tangent now. All right, let's look at the comments here. Oh, thank you, everybody. Oh, right. Very good. Okay, let me go back to my notes because I knew I was going to go. I knew I was going to go on a little bit of a tangent. I was on the fence of whether or not I was going to share that. I'm glad I did. And thank you all for your support. Thank you so much. Anyways, where am I? Okay. Okay, we did all that. Okay. Did that? Yeah, I covered most of this in my rant. That's alignment for you, right? Okay. Okay, so this is where I want to start wrapping up for you because we've been here for 55 minutes already. Sorry, guys. So what I want to do is I'm going to be putting here in the description a link to Pete Sapper's group, Empath Uprising, and also Michelle Julian's group, both of them. So Pete is the one who gave me the 3 steps. He totally just assimilated my process in creating a why. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to give the link to that. I'm also going to be starting a playlist of his. He, in his group, is really good at helping you get to those next levels. My thing is to, once you're there, help you create something from that, to innovate, to create. So I highly suggest you go to his group. Michelle is going to be doing a lot of lives about activating yourself so that you trust yourself. She alchemizes these things that I was talking about, your traumas, your triggers, your self-love, all of that. She alchemizes that with you in a way that I'm telling you, oh my God. Oh my God, amazing, amazing, amazing. So I want to give you guys here some actionable things that you can do to help yourself to actually pull yourself forward, no matter where you are. And I'm still doing this. I feel like I am definitely in that altruistic realm. I'm still looking for, okay, what's that next rung? There's no label there. I guess it's my turn to go label that. What is that next rung? So you want to pull yourself forward at all times and have that stronger why. So the one thing that I have for myself that's always pulling me forward is my tribe. And yes, I have what I call my village. That's, the thousands of people who follow me, appreciate me, sending me good energy and all of that. But I have my tribe. I have my people who, no matter what, I know that they will put down whatever's going on and help me if I really ask for help. And they know that I will do the same. All of you know who you are. I want you to have the same for yourself. I want to have people who aren't going to say, are you sure that's a good idea? How do you plan on doing that? We don't want those kinds of people in our lives. And you're going to have them. Yes, I have people who would say, how do you plan to do that? I'm like, watch me. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. But you want to have those people who are like, all right, how can I help you? How can I support you? Oh, I have somebody I can introduce you to. That's what you want. You want to have a good number of those people. Not a ton, because that's exhausting, because that's a lot. So I would say 5 or 6 people that I know trust me enough to be there for them. And I know that if I needed something from them, they would be there for me. They would move a client or come drive to my house, whatever needs to happen to make sure that I've got it. And they know I would do the same for them. And they believe in me and I believe in them, and we collaborate. And that's the biggest thing, is collaboration, having people in your realm. Speaking of collaboration, if you haven't heard of the open house that Michelle and Martine and I are doing, I dropped the link. We're doing a free class, a free masterclass. It's all this and so much more. I'm going to go way deeper into this. Those 3 rungs, I'm going to tear them apart. There's going to be like 9 or 12 of them. I'm going to really pull them apart for you and help you to get to those next levels. And Michelle is going to activate you so that you are ready and eager to build something. And then Martine is going to help you to really love it, to understand it, to nurture it and birth it. So whatever your idea is, bring it. And it's free, totally free. We've been working together for months and we're like, we got to share this. We have to share this. So please come. If you're interested in the open house, please say, open house, please. Raise your hand. I'll get you the link, absolutely free. Please come. I would love to see you there. Another thing is my intentions. I set my intentions monthly, weekly, daily. Some days I don't, because it's the same one as yesterday. But having an intention, saying, yeah, I'm going to grow. I'm going to grow. That next round, okay. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And that automatically brings in and magnetizes the who, the what, and the how of what it is that I'm going to need for it. The tools, the resources, the technology, the people, the interviews, whatever it might be, it just manifests for itself because I have a really strong intention. Number 3 is self-love and self-forgiveness. If you are at rung 1, codependency, forgive yourself now. Don't say, when I'm out of this, I'll forgive myself. Forgive yourself now. It's the only way out of it. I'm serious. It's the only way out of it. Don't even worry about forgiving whoever's doing whatever to you right now. Forgive yourself. That's the only way that you are going to move. So forgive yourself now. It's very big. I've been there, and that is the biggest thing for you. I promise you, try it. And you don't have to say, oh, it's okay that I did that. Just say, you know what? I allowed that. Or as Dr. Tiana would say, I wrote the script for that person to do that. I own that. Now let's go rewrite that script. Rewrite that script. And I will say that a lot of things that Pete does in his group and in his channel will help you do that. For sure. what else do I have? Oh, then physical things, movement, be moving, be moving. I drink a lot of water. I use the LifeWave patches. Those of you who know me know that, oh my gosh, it heals so much. It moves so much. It keeps me in flow. So those of you who have been asking me about the LifeWave patches, check your inboxes. I have sent you the links. Anybody who is interested in learning more about how the patches have helped me physically, emotionally, spiritually stay in flow, message me, comment here, and I will it's an inexpensive, easy, amazing way to just stay in flow and keep moving up those rungs and stay authentic to yourself and really listen to your body's truth so that your truth can just come and just be with you, and you can just swim around in that authenticity that makes you magnetic. And as an entrepreneur, that's what you want. You don't want to work too hard. You want to be magnetic, right? So please let me know if you're interested in any of those. And if you've already asked for the information, check your inboxes. And I like to leave these YouTube lives with a mantra so that you can take it through. I'm going to do one every Sunday. So the mantra for the week for me, and feel free to take it with yourself, is I am where I am, and I will flow to where I'm going with ease, grace, and grit. Feel that. I am where I am, and I will flow to where I'm going with ease, grace, and grit. So thank you for hanging out. This was much longer than I intended for it to be, but I felt like that was all necessary to share. And I really hope that I see you all next Sunday, and bring your friends. Again, a reminder, I am opening the Abundance Academy. This is a $3,333 program, 6-week program that I usually only do twice a year. I am opening it completely pro bono to all of you who need it. Let's get through the rest of 2020 and build into 2021, whatever it's going to bring to us, ready and prepared and in flow and ready to receive in a way that we're organized, we're clean-hearted, our head is clear, our hearts are strong, our truth is undeniable, in a way that makes us magnetic, that makes people manifest us as entrepreneurs instead of us manifesting clients. So I'm going to open it. If you want the link, let me know. I can give you the page so you can get all the description. There's so much involved in this. There's no way it would take a whole nother live to explain everything that's involved in this academy. This is version 4.0, I believe. Michelle, 5, 4, Miche? I don't know. You were both there in the beginning. 4 or 5. I keep adding things, and it's growing, and it's, wow, it's a lot. So if you're interested in free business coaching on the level of an empath, let me know. I'm here to support you. Over 3,000 people have been through this program. It's a big deal. And I'm really excited to just give it to you. So let me know. We need 5,000 subscribers, and it opens. So you can get in now. So we start giving you some tidbits here and there, getting to know you and your business. You can get into the program and start talking with me and sharing with me. I'm going to be doing open office hours between now and when we open. So you can just be like, Jess, this is what I'm doing. What do I do? Let me know. So raise your hand if you need the patches. Raise your hand if you need the academy. Raise your hand if you need the link to Pete's page or Michelle's page. Just raise your hand if you need any resources of any kind, and I'm sure I have it for you. Just let me know what you need, okay? All right, I've rambled enough. Your success is my success, so what are we waiting for, you guys? Let's go. Let's do this.